Do you want to grow monster pepper plants? Then you gotta feed them. In order to get monster plants, nutrition is key. You have to feed the plants to keep them happy. So, proper nutrition, like Fritos, not a sponsor, is probably the best way to feed your plants. They're always hungry, so at least once a week, I like to come out here and give them a handful of Frito-Lays or Cheetos or Nachos. They're always hungry. They're always. Welcome back, Mustache Mafia. It's me, the Fantabulous Mustache. And today, we're discussing how to grow monster plants. A lot of people have been asking me about nutrition and how to get monster plants like I do. And I figured I'll give you all my secrets today. So, before we get started, I just wanted to shout out SoCal Chili Head, who sent me this awesome mug. I love it so much, and it's been featured on my Coffee and Peppers episodes in the morning on Instagram, so please go check me out on there. And I'm also wearing this awesome shirt by Chilipino, the Mighty Eagle. She has a channel here on YouTube called Aria's Garden, and she also has a Instagram account called Chilipino. So go check her out as well. And let's get started. So, nutrition, giant plants, how do you achieve that? Well, it's simple. I'm a wizard. No. Okay, so it all starts from planting your seeds, and every step from that beginning right there of planting your seeds is crucial to achieving larger plants, productive plants by the end of the season. So basically, when I started my seeds this season, I started them in a 50 cell tray. I have a video on that, you can go check that out. And I started them there, and then I transplanted them into 16-ounce solo cups. And from there, I let them grow pretty tall, maybe to about a foot or so out of those cups. And people ask, do you feed your plants during that phase, or should I be feeding my plants? And I'll tell you what I did. I didn't do anything. I put them into soil. I had the Miracle Grow Organics, the black bag, put them in there and let them grow as big as they would get in those cups until they were ready to be moved outside, and started to harden them off. And I didn't feed them once, not once. I let them use the nutrients in the cup, and it did a couple of things for me. It didn't let them overgrow while they were in there, and it let them grow the roots down more efficiently, looking for more nutrients, as well as when it was following the water, when the roots were following the water down to the bottom, in between waterings, plus looking for nutrition, the roots grow much more quickly, searching for those things. So they travel to the bottom. They bottom out much faster. So the next thing you want to do is pot your plant up, right? So then I went from a solo cup to a 4 to 6 inch pot. And basically, at that point, I still didn't feed them. I let them start to grow and bottom out those pots. Again, I started, I watered them while they were out there, and I just went through watering cycles, letting the pots get light, and then watering them again, letting the pots get light, and the roots searching for water, searching for nutrients, again. Filled those pots up rather quickly. Still no food. Now, once that 4 to 6 inch pot has bottomed out, and the plant is pretty substantial for that pot size, at that point, that is the first time I feed them. And a lot of people ask me, well, what do you feed your plants? To me, For what I use is I used a Flora Nova Grow to start. Okay, you can use anything. There's a lot of schools of thought on this. It doesn't matter what you feed them unless you really care about whether it's organic or not organic. You can use Miracle Grow. You can use Miracle Grow tomato food. You can use whatever. I like Flora Nova Grow. It has a huge amount of different things in it for macro micronutrients. Everything's in it. You know, you have the NPK. You have, I believe it has sulfur, magnesium, calcium, copper. I think it even has cobalt. You know, it's just a full meal for the plant, and it has a higher amount of nitrogen to start. That's where you want to, like when you do your first feeding, you need a lot of nitrogen. You want to get the plant growing. You want to get it starting to move. You know what I mean? So that was the first time I fed it, and then maybe a few days after I feed them in that second pot, that's when I transplant and go to my larger pot, and that's when I start my weekly feeding using the Flora Nova Grow. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you feed your plants, it's what you start them with and when you stop that type of food, because you want to start off with something that's higher in nitrogen, medium range potassium and phosphorus. Higher in nitrogen, medium range potassium, phosphorus. That's important. You're giving the plant information. You're telling it grow. Growing is more important right now. That's what you want to do. So what that does is when I move them into the newer pot, they're still doing their thing. They're growing their roots. That's natural. It's going to happen. But I'm getting the plants to grow. Okay. When they get to the specific size that I like them at, when they're a nice big healthy bushy plant, and those roots have pretty much they're bottomed out, and I start to see flowers coming in. As soon as you see flowers, this is where things get critical. At that point, I'm changing the food. I'm changing the information, the building blocks. I'm telling them what to do. Flowers are coming in. I want those to set. I want those to grow fruit. The plants are the proper size. So I switch. Boom. Nitrogen is now lower. Potassium and phosphorus is now higher. Okay? I'm not going to break this down that far, but those three things are the most important things as far as information for the plant and telling it what to do. All the other stuff helps out with just general nutrition, the overall health of the plant. Introducing the smaller nutrients all help out with the well-being of the plant. But those three primary things, the NPK, are your building blocks. Excuse me. So, we lower the nitrogen at that point, raise the phosphorus and potassium. And we're going to now do that weekly. That's our new weekly regimen. We went from boop to that, okay? That's going to keep going on for a while. Once all my pods are set, I've got loaded plants, all the millions of flowers have come in. Most of them, majority of them have now fruited. All the pods are coming in. They're getting closer to ripening. Because of the length of my grow season, I can get another harvest. I actually switch back now. I go back to a higher nitrogen and a lower potassium and phosphorus. I'm just feeding, I'm changing them, giving them more nitrogen. They can start growing again slowly while they're just holding those pods. The minute that I start to harvest those and I have a majority of them picked, I actually go back to a higher potassium and phosphorus again and lower my nitrogen. That's it. That's all I do. And that's in their final pot. Now, another very important thing to think about here is pot size, right? Everybody's like, get a 5-gallon pot. You need the biggest pot. I don't believe in that. In fact, my largest plants out there, they weren't potted up until their second or third season of me overwintering them to that large of a pot. Okay? I believe in a 12-inch, 14-inch, 16-inch, 18-inch pot to start, because when you're transplanting from your 4-inch pot like I did to that new 12 or 16 or 18-inch pot, you don't want those roots to spend 1,000 years trying to bottom out a monster 5-gallon pot. What that's going to do is you're going to spend more weeks growing roots than actually growing the plant and getting it to the size that you want and getting the fruit that you want. You're slowing yourself down. If you have a place where your summers really extend it, that won't matter as much. In fact, a larger pot will benefit the plant later, but it is a rush to get those roots to bottom out so that the plant can grow up and out and flower. So a good medium-sized pot, like most of mine, I have 7-foot plants right now in my tent, they're only in 12-inch pots. It's not as important as you think. Now, if I were to overwinter them, and next year I wanted to go up to a 5-gallon pot, that's fine, because there are already substantial root systems in those pots, and they will be able to bottom out a 5-gallon pot much faster. Way faster than it would if I just dropped a plant that was in a 4-inch pot into a 5-gallon pot. You're losing time. That's all you're doing. So having a smaller pot with a great weekly feeding regimen and a good consistent watering schedule, meaning you're letting the pots dry out almost and then watering them again and waiting for them to dry out and watering them again. You're flushing the pots, you're giving them good watering, you're getting rid of the extra salts at the bottom of the pots, which you don't want to, get oversaturated with salts in your pot from feeding, and that's why I do a weekly feeding. You can do twice a week if you wanted to, but you have more of a chance of burning your roots that way. Feeding weekly is perfectly fine. It will keep the plants growing, they'll be productive, they'll be healthy. Never cut out nitrogen completely, always have a little bit. And yeah, you're going to have some monster plants that are extremely productive by the end of that season. So again, nutrients to me, it doesn't really matter what it is. There's certain things that you really need in there. You're going to always want some magnesium. You're going to need, at least some nitrogen, some potassium, some phosphorus, magnesium, and then everything else kind of helps the plant along. So, calcium's good if you're growing bell peppers, banana peppers. You want that stuff. You need it. There's always going to be some in the soil if you have good soil. So it doesn't really matter what brand you go with. Some people swear, worm castings, this, and whatever, all this extra stuff. That's great. If you're doing organic, that's fine. The Flora Nova that I use is a hybrid. It's half organic and half not. Now my tent this year, I did full organic. I'm using Tiger Bloom, which I believe is almost fully organic. It has worm castings and a bunch of other stuff in it. But the biggest thing you want to look at is your NPK. You want higher nitrogen in the beginning, higher phosphorus and potassium at the end. So, and if you read the title of the video, I am doing a giveaway at the end of this. So we're going to be doing that soon. Now, if you don't win this giveaway for the seeds, don't be disappointed, because I will be doing another giveaway on Instagram. And I'm going to put up right here, somewhere over here, I'm going to put it up here. This is the QR code. You can just scan that right now with your cell phone if you're watching this on your TV. Or you can just go look me up at _mighty mustache, or _mighty_ mustache. That's how it is. And check me out on Instagram. I'll be doing another giveaway. And I have another giveaway at the end of this video as well. I am going to be giving away a 2021 paqui chip. So, I really hope that you learned something here today. That's all there is to it. That's how I grow monster plants. Does my zone play a role in it? Possibly. Depending on your temperatures and all that. I'm in like 7A, 7B. We have a long grow season. We have warm weather here during this time of year. But, depending where you are, it might affect you a little bit. But I think if you follow these basic steps, regardless, you're going to achieve something magnificent next season. So keep this video in mind when you get into when you start your seeds again coming up soon. I usually start mine in February. That might be a good time for you to start as well. If your summer/spring starts a little bit earlier, maybe January for you. If it starts later, maybe May or June, then you might want to look at starting your plants in March. You always want to give them about a month or so, maybe a little bit more, to grow before you move them outside and harden them off. So keep that all in mind. And let's get this one giveaway going, and then I am going to tell you how to win the other one right after that. So let's go. Alright, who wants to win some shiznit? We've got our YouTube page loaded here. Checked a few boxes just to make sure everything's kosher. And we've got our keyword spicy right here. Look at that, iSpicy. And we've got about 40 commenters, so we just gotta load those. And then we're gonna go over to the start button right here and find out who wins the first prize. Let's see who it is. David Jacobs, congratulations on winning a pack of seeds and a trip to Hawaii. I'm just kidding, I can't send you to Hawaii, I can't afford it. But anyway, let's see who wins the next one. Diesel Power, the longtime follower, subscriber to this channel. He's always around, he's a great guy. Congratulations.
Yay!
Roland Fernandez, congratulations on winning some seeds.
Yay!
Wow, good job, buddy. Who's next? All right. Here we go, here we go. Marcello Brazzoli. Marcello Brazzoli. Congratulations, my friend. You've just won some seeds.
Yay!
Amazing, amazing. We need one more. Let's go. Who do we have next? Joseph Pates, or Pates, or Patties. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but congratulations, sir. You're a winner. Thank you, everybody that participated. Don't go anywhere, because we're about to give away the paqui chip. It's going to be awesome. And more stuff to come. I'm giving away more seeds on Instagram. So hang around. Congratulations to my winners. I'm so happy for you. I will be finishing my last harvest, and then I'll be getting ready to send those out. Plenty time for you to start your new seeds for the new season. To reach out to me, please contact me on Instagram. You can send me a DM at the_mighty_mustache, as well as you can email me at themightymustache69@gmail.com, and we'll get you your seeds. I just got to get your information, and yeah, and want to win this? Just put !paqui in the comments down below. I'll be giving this away at some point. So if you want to win one from me, I'll even put a little signature on there for you, because I'm so famous. Anyway, no. But yeah, you want to win this, do that. And if you didn't win seeds in this one, go find me on my Instagram. I just said it. And I also put up the QR code. Find me on there. Go and follow me. I'll be doing another giveaway for some more seeds. And it would be nice to just have you follow me on there, because I do all kinds of content on there as well. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. I hope you learned a lot. I'm glad that you could win something if you did. And if you didn't, like I said, try again. And, yeah. So, as usual, have a great day. Have a great night. Whatever time it is, have a great one.